Okay, this is going to explain to you the kind of problem I'd like you to do on your Google Slides for today's work. And this is another unit rate problem dealing with speed, miles per hour. So instead of like dollars per pound or dollars per inch or dollars per hour, this is going to be another key concept, unit rate, miles per hour, 40 miles in 1 hour. This person then is going 70 miles per hour. That is a fraction, miles per hour. They're going to give you the time that you're driving. So here I go. That very first unit rate, 40 miles per hour. I could write it like this. That person drives for 40 miles, and I'll use this as red just like money. My pen lets me write. $40 miles for every 1 hour that you're driving. My pen lets me write. So I'm going to take that unit rate, 40 miles per hour, and I'm going to times it by that first number of hours that I'm driving. And if I do that right and times that the right way, of course my hour units are going to cancel and just leave me that miles number that I'm looking for, how far I went. So I times that by 2 hours. I can do that in blue. And what happens structurally in math, remember in math, really you're timesing two fractions. You're timesing straight across. That's how you times fractions. I'm timesing that 40 and that 2. I'm timesing the 2 ones on the bottom. I'm timesing the miles times the hour. If I times that all together and just wrote all that junk together, I would have 80. I would have the unit miles. I would have the unit hours. And again, that's all timesing right there. Timesing over 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 over hour. And then in math, what we do, we like to reduce stuff. We like to cancel stuff away. See hours. We like to not even write this whole junk, this over 1 action, because it's just plain old 80. So we write see all that stuff. Or what I'm trying to say, when you times straight across, all you're left with is that mile unit right there, because the hour units cancel. And then on the bottom, we never write over 1, because that would just be a waste of ink. We know every fraction, every whole number is over 1. So after all that, hours go away, just leaves me 80 miles, because it makes sense. If you in 1 hour went 40 miles, in 2 hours doubled that, 80 miles. 3 hours triple that, 120 miles. Now it says you're speeding up and going a different rate for a little bit. So that means for this next chunk here, I have a different unit rate. I'm going 70, and that is miles for every 1 hour at this new unit rate. And I'm going to times it by this speed that I'm driving this time. So that would be times 3 hours. And then again, like I said, these hour units will cancel away. You could put that over 1 and times straight across if you want, but you're just timesing 70 times 3. That gives you 210. And then, of course, the only unit left, miles. And then for this problem, it's saying how far altogether. That means add. That means find the sum, the total. So I'm going to take both these and I'm going to add them up. So I take that 80, take that 210. If I add that right on my calculator or good old-fashioned math, that tells me that they went 290 miles total. If they say how long did the trip take, all I got to do is add my total hours that they went. So total hours. So if I want to find the total hours, I just add both my hours. Started out with 2, and then for the next batch I drove 3. So for a total of 5 hours. Alright, so there you go, a double unit rate problem where you're timesing not dollars per hour or dollar per pound, you're timesing miles per hour times hour, but you're doing it for 2 separate times, adding that total. So this should help you for the problem. I'm going to have you copy and paste onto your own slide. Just make sure you know for my Math 1 readiness, I am grading your slides from yesterday. Look on the Google slide, there will be some examples here eventually to see, and I will have the problem I'd like you to do on there also. So look on the Google slides, you'll see examples shortly of how to do these problems from yesterday, and then you'll see the problems I'd like you to do today. Hopefully me showing you this will help you out. Good luck.